She really is the inevitable nominee. Her wins were huge in the South last night, and in terms of delegate math, they were even bigger. So the states that she lost by significant margins, but in terms of the number of delegates difference between she and Bernie Sanders, it was actually quite narrow in the states that he won. But in states like Texas, in Georgia, and Virginia, she really ran up the delegate count, and it makes it all that much harder for Sanders to catch up.
Destroy American democracy.
He needs to win essentially all of the rest of the states, and he needs to do so by significant margins to beat her. All of these states are proportionally allocated delegates, and so he really needs to run the numbers up in a lot of states where he's polling behind Clinton.
Or we don't. We have a country or we don't. We have borders or we don't have borders. And at this moment, the answer is absolutely not. Okay.
It's very difficult to see a Republican candidate having the trajectory to beat Donald Trump at this point. It seems like everything that Donald Trump does works effectively for him, and everything that his opponents try to throw at him fall flat. And because of that, he is going to continue winning states. And as we move beyond March 15th, the states in the Republican race become winner take all. And if Donald Trump is winning those states, he will absolutely become the Republican nominee.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marco Rubio will continue to argue that he is a viable candidate in this race, but reality does not reflect that. He was pretty much embarrassed last night, coming in third in most states, winning only Minnesota, which is not much of a win in itself. And I think if we move into Florida and he loses Florida, the arguments for Marco Rubio's candidacy will be largely removed.
Thank you, Texas.
Cruz's wins in Texas and Oklahoma were essential for him. He needed those to continue in the race, and I think he has at least a reasonable argument now, which can be enhanced if Rubio loses Florida, that he is the anti-Trump, that he is the person in the other person in a two-person race, and that he is the most viable alternative to Trump. If the Republican Party wants to get away from Trump, it looks now like Ted Cruz is going to be the person to do it.
Tremendous in Nevada. You look at what's happened, and tonight, of course, is the best of all. I mean, right.
So for Republicans, you need to see how many states Trump wins. If he has a night on March 15th like he had on March 1st, most of the arguments about the if in terms of his nomination will go away. If he runs up the numbers again on March 15th, he will become the nominee. If Hillary Clinton puts in the types of numbers on the 15th like she did on Super Tuesday, runs up the delegate count in many of the states, and Bernie Sanders ekes out one or two wins, then it's going to be important for him to reconsider his candidacy and do what would be best for the Democratic Party, and that is to endorse Clinton and help her in her candidacy for president.